We're live. Tournament starting in 25 seconds. And today I am playing Chaos. Horseman time. That's it. That's gonna be the bulk of what I do today. Hope you guys are doing well. Tournament has begun. Wonderful. Yeah, I noticed the specialty thing. It's one of those words with two spellings. Got the American spelling, and then you have the British spelling. As a Canadian, I like to randomize it, unless I also just misspelled it both ways. You never know. Gotta leave that open. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well. We got our first opponent. It's Hobo Honkers. Dang. Yo. And I'm joining their lobby. Oh boy. Alright. Today in this tournament we're doing map bans. So let's see here. I'll ban. We're on Ramparts, Snowfield. They're playing Nurgle. I'll ban Snowfield. Pretty good for me, I think. This is one of those matchups that should be really good. So Chaos, the reason we say it's my specialty is because this is the faction that I came back with after my ultra long break. They are super sweaty today, pretty sweaty. Out of all the faction tryhardings, I've left the strongest for last. But yeah, the reason Chaos is my thing is because a lot of people, they didn't really do much Chaos when I came back. But I kind of showed that, you know, the Horsemen Forsaken strats are really strong. And that was pretty hype. Now, Lord-wise, I'm still trying to figure out who I want to go for. But yeah. The rough idea is that Horsemen are amazing. Forsaken are great. And no one else really is getting a ton of mileage out of Chaos now that the Bearmen are out of the faction. So it's all on me to carry their banner. We'll see how this goes. I agree they're probably not the strongest faction. I think there's a few issues, but if I get absolutely wrecked today, I will be at least mildly surprised. Okay, this should be a fun one. Then I want one of these, and then the rest is just raw killing power. I just need enough to shove Nurgle off the points. Are Blood Beasts good versus Nurgle? Blood Beasts are good in general. I guess that's all I really need. Nurgle has basically just their soul grinder. And they have a nasty little hero squad that can do a lot of fighting. And that's about it. Not much to it. Let's try this. Chosen are also price reduced, so maybe I can try them out too. Nurgling spam. Nurgling spam? It's like the weakest strat ever, man. Nurgling's, I don't know. 350 gold infantry, but do they really uptrade like anything? They lose to cavalry, they lose to shooting. They do okay against infantry at best, but you know, they won't uptrade dryads and other units at that tier. Not good for killing chariots, not good for bogging down heroes. Honestly, a Nurgling buff next patch could be it, we'll see. It depends on what people request. Last time I was this early, Cathay wasn't even out yet. Yo, I remember when everyone thought Cathay was a pipe dream. Now it's so normal. They're just another faction on the map. Crazy. Who's the least meta Chaos Lord? Ooh. Ooh, that's a tough one. There's a lot. Festus might be the least meta out of the bunch. Even the super blobby builds don't got the Festus. Alright, this should be good. We're starting it off strong. An Anticity Classic, Horseman spam. Having a little bit of fun with Aeson the Fallen. That's right, DLC time. Filthy DLC user. They're good for killing off horsemen and the like. They can support Archaon in the fight. Pretty good looking fun. Should be good. Box and run 2 hell cannons. I do have 1 hell cannon. Pay to win streamer confirmed. If Hobo loses, he has to tell us how he came up with his name. It's quite the name. Nurglings. Wait, no, those are dogs. Alright, so we got a couple dogs. We have a Kaizek Chaos Sorcerer combo. Pretty standard fare all around. Kaizek is very slimmed down though. I doubt they'll actually want to go for this dog charge. If they do, that is suicidal for the dogs. It is just suicidal. There's no point trying to chuck the dogs at the cavalry. And he chucks them anyways. I guess he really wants to get these guys killed. I guess that does make sense. I won't dispute that. But this is a lot of money worth of dogs. It's like 1,000 gold worth of dogs down the drain. For like a little bit of horseman damage? Don't know how I feel about it. That could be quite bad. Especially because now I have this hell cannon. I don't have to melee attack him. So I won't get damage reflected or anything. Aeson can do his cool thing. It's a spreading Yuna, essentially. I think it only hit 2 units though. But it's pretty nasty. Oh, yep, I think it hit the dogs. I think it hit these marauders. Aeson already getting the mega value. And then there's going to be some Chaos Knights, but that's not really a big deal, is it? Aeson is simply going to be a menace. The dogs are routed. This is proper Nurgle bullying we got going on here. Does not get much better than this. I have a triple cap. They don't even have tickets yet. It doesn't get more Nurgle than this, people. This is a very oppressive playstyle too. I have a Searing Doom because just in case there was cavalry. Want to be ready for it. Aeson can keep up the bullying. A couple dogs will go for the Hell Cannon. But I don't think that's a big issue if I can get a couple Hellstriders out in time. Though they're going to be a little slow. They may actually get a little bit of work done. If I'm not careful. He's going to get the charge. Fairly well timed, actually. And there's a Hellstriders. So it's not the biggest deal. Yeah, there they go. Then I just need to remount that artillery piece and then keep firing. In the meantime, Archaon murdering Kaizek. As you do. And then Aeson can get his spreading ability on these guys very soon. We're gonna see another charge on the Hell Cannon, mayhaps. Gotta keep an eye on it. If I can get Aeson's ability to hit multiple units, he's dead. He's a dead man. A couple Furies coming in. It's not a big issue in the slightest. And, oh, there's the Furies. Just retreat. And then handle them as usual. As long as this Hell Cannon lives, he's very screwed. The Hell Cannon is just the destroyer of worlds, really. Aeson's even healing up. Brutality. And there go the Furies. Very nice. So I'll just reman that artillery piece and then keep firing. All right. How are the horsemen doing? How's his cavalry doing? He's just ignoring me. He's beelining my skirmish cavalry, which I think is a smart play. Because he needs to buy space for this fight to go down. But because Archaon is so high in strength right now, it's not really a big issue. I'm gonna see if I can bait these guys in. I want Aeson's ability to hit all of these guys. So if I can just force a blob with them, we'd be glorious. And what better way to force a blob than to do this? There we go. And that's basically the end of that Cav Corps. So let's just retarget the Hell Cannon. Cycle charge some Marauders, and this game is as good as done. For the sacrifice of one Hellstrider, we've set ourselves up for an absolutely glorious position. And with his infantry so battered and bruised, and now we summon in the Chosen to finish the job. Truly a brutal situation for the forces of Nurgle. Aeson Kite is actually one of the most terrifying kites in the entire game. Because they don't go down super easily. If they get singled out, yes, they can definitely die, but it's still reasonably tanky. Your Archaon just AFK. You know, if he kills Aeson, that would actually be a little awkward. Aeson, what you doing, bro? Keep running. Okay, he's probably just gonna rout. I can live with that. I did get the charge on the doggos. We got more debuffs. Aeson stabilizes. We're good. Alright, I think I'll just steal this point. We'll get the Chosen in here. Archaon finishes the job. Life is good. I feel like it was almost sketchy for a second, but at the end of the day, infantry builds get super bullied by this. Yeah, Mortal Nurgle. Yeah, I wish Demon Nurgle was a little better. It'd be really cool to see like a bunch of Plague Bearers cooking. Ah, hell yeah, the Chosen have arrived. A little late to the party though. I think more mobility would have been nice, but I can't say I dislike Chosen. I think they're still pretty cool. There's a triple cap. Archaon's Chad. That melee defense really doing well. Hey, look at that. Yeah, the Chosen are crushing it. There goes Kaiser too. A solid start to the day. I will need to be careful though. Not everyone is going to be playing Nurgle. Also, rule of thumb for killing the artillery piece. You need to make sure you have enough oomph. If you don't have enough to jump it and you lose the units that are supposed to shut it down, you get so far behind. It's very rough. It's kind of finicky though, because you need to essentially track how many resources your opponent has. If they have a load of resources, then it's not going to be very pretty. But the game won't track that for you. You have to do it yourself. Can I kill these plague ogres? They did beat the brakes off of my blood beasts. I'll give them that. Value lead? Actually, it's not that much of a value lead. Technically. That's a complete lie though. I think at this point we all know that it is not that crazy. Especially because a Hell Cannon and Aeson are my biggest damage dealers, and it's probably not tracking that correctly. If you just look at units on the battlefield, we're doing pretty good. And that's gonna be it. GG. Nice. Very nice. Gee. Good stuff. Good stuff. At some point I had a 5k. Yeah, they kind of pulled it back. I think it was the plague ogres killing my blood beasts. I don't know how they pulled it back so much, actually. It's kind of weird. Ace on with the mega value. Sometimes you have to clear the lobby because they need people to come in. Hell Cannon's just so hard to snipe, by the way. I think that's one of the many reasons why this matchup is so horrible for Nurgle. If they had some sort of spell casting to kill a Hell Cannon, they'd be much better off. Oh man. Yeah, I will say Chaos is what man, still Neil glazing me too much. The Chaos is one of my most comfortable factions. I've been microing Horsemen since the early days of Warhammer 2. Norska, by the way. The last two factions I need to play is Norska and Ogres. People are gonna have a rough time, though there's a lot of people that can still beat my Norska and Ogres. Especially the Ogres, I think I'm less consistent with. And a lot of people have been making counter builds in Norska, so that should be quite interesting. But it's definitely gonna be a lot harder than when I was playing Skaven, I'll tell you guys that. Yeah, late game, I think my late game is not good. I feel like my endurance is bad. Like, my endurance as a player. I should just, like, practice cardio so I can just lock in for longer periods of time. Because, like, in a best of 7, I'm just gonna get tired. Lots of competitors today. Got some new players playing too. 10 squats. Well, there you go. This is the cardio. It's still not ripped. I'm getting more ripped. Okay. Nah, that doesn't... Wait. Yeah, no. I'm not gaining weight, which means I'm probably not gaining muscle. I'll get there eventually, though. I want it to be ripped at the beginning of this year. It takes some time. When you're busy with the move out, that's just excuses, though. I need to do more bicep curls. I realized while moving that being able to lift heavy objects is a nice skill to have. Bring back the rice bag. Ah, hell yeah. Thank you for the exercise barrel. Much appreciated. Still haven't found our match. We're waiting on. Was that? Yeah, that was a relatively fast game. See, Berserk has also joined. All right. Cultivate mass. Lifting stream when? It's become an exercise channel. I gotta plug in my phone. It's dying. Alright. Need eggs to bulk? Yo, I love eggs. I got my blood work done recently. I'm healthy, which means I can eat as much unhealthy stuff as I want now. That's how it goes. Actually is pretty nice. One day, though, is coming for me. The age, it comes for us all. My body will be less good at processing all the cholesterols. What's your blood type? I don't know. If I did know, I don't know if I would. Is that something that people know my blood type on stream? What's the worst they could do? I'm sure there's something. Rice, chicken, and your choice of greens. Yo, I love Brussels sprouts. I've been buying bags of frozen Brussels sprouts. That's my new thing. Beans are taking a backseat. Brussels sprouts are my new friend. And then you just, yeah, you just toss them in the oven. A little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil. It's great. You just have like lightly seasoned Brussels sprouts for all your meals. That or broccoli, but broccoli's expensive, man. Like them grilled, hell yeah. you like a sprout? Let's see what else. I really like Bassa fish. Bassa's hype, man. It's cheap. It's like buttery. That's where it's at. I need to get back on the potato train though, if I want them calories. Just potato it up. If I really want to just gain weight though, just rice for days, right? I believe. I think it's just, you're supposed to just carb it up like a mad lad. Things to work on. Man, people still playing their games. People taking 50 years to get their matches done. Potatoes over rice all day? Really? I grew up in a Viet household. Viet Chinese household. Rice is the way, man. Lentil grind. I've always heard about lentils. I've never tried it. What's the benefit of lentils over rice? I think someone brought up to me the idea of dirty bulking. What if I just eat blooming onions to gain weight? As long as my blood work keeps coming out good, I'm fine, right? Cheese and oil? Ah, yeah. It tastes worse, the lentils? Oh no. Simply don't eat. Yeah, that's like just win, right? This is a great way to lead your to lead life. Just win. Just don't eat. Just pass. Lentils have a ton. Oh, okay. They got the fiber. Yeah, I know. Fiber is good. Most people could probably use more fiber, at least according to Hank Green. I don't know if that's like a research paper or just anecdotally, but I'm sure a lot of people could use more fiber. I could get brown rice, but isn't it like more expensive? I don't know. I just don't see it as often. And white rice tastes so much better. Man, unhealthy foods are so good at being delicious. Lentils are cheap. Interesting. Cheaper than the potato. At some point. At some point I can work on the grind. I still have a lot to do. You know, I thought after moving in, like 1 month in, I would basically be done. Or not basically be done. I thought I would be entirely done. Like, you know, there's nothing I gotta worry about. But there's still stuff. Maintenance, cleaning up appliances, random furniture. I need that sick time to just dedicate myself to the grind. Warhammer every day. Oh man, I've been careful to make sure I don't burn out, but the busyness is a lot. Parmenian as high elves. Yo, high elves are fun. Putrefying Carcass, Haunted Vale, Lost Temple. I don't know how Putrefying Carcass goes against high elves. It's kind of a weird one. I feel like that's a slightly defender favor map, but maybe the cannons help out. Alright, we'll ban Lost Temple. Sent a meme. You got some memes going. Stone ground stance? I feel like that's yo, in a world with magic where you can just increase your mass, and get some expert charge defense. Oh boy, we're up against Gilliman. Robute. Yo, I can't believe we're actually going to be playing 40k in the future. In only 1 to 2 more years from now, we will be playing 40k most likely. And I can be like, yes. Bale, One Eye, and name characters. No, the name's not Tychus, that's StarCraft 2. Oh man, I'm playing as the Emperor of Mankind. Look at him spinning to win. No, he's immobile, right? He'd be like the Dragon Emperor in Warhammer because, you know, he's not actually there. He's technically there, but you never see him in battle. Typhus! Ah, I see. Okay, he wants to play on Carcass. Putrefying Carcass. This should be fun. 4 Champions of Chaos. Dude, I like know actually very little about 40k lore. We'll leave it to the lore master to get it solved. You guessing Chosen spam is good versus High Elves? I feel like you'll just spam Oceanids. It'll just spam Oceanids, and then I'll suffer. Okay, let's try this. If he's playing High Elves, I just bring Ace on again. It'd be kind of funny. I could try Dreadmaw. Dreadmaw's a little more expensive nowadays. At 1300. Do I want the Dreadmaw? Okay, you know what? These guys might be sick. Just in case my opponent has a build that can't deal with them. This could be Sister of Avalorn spam, though. I think Sister of Avalorn spam would be very annoying. And maybe I should just have a Dreadmaw specifically for that. It is quite a bit more expensive, but if I micro it well, it should be fine. Dreadmaw is definitely just a micro magnet, but it does very well for the effort you put into it. It's High Elves, Hellstriders ain't bad. Kind of a weird build. It's kind of a weird build. I don't know if I like it. I think anyone who's playing High Elves, it's likely because they want to spam Sisters of Avalorn. That's my theory. Just a hunch. Let's try this. Outkite the High Elves? I might. Let's see. If you go like Shadow Warrior spam. At least it's not Zarix. The funny thing though is Zarix is a little too beholden to kite. So I can just full rush the guy, just full melee rush him. And we win by build instead of skill. It's pretty hype. At least I get a massive boost build wise. And then if he doesn't kite, then he can't make use of his skill as much. It's perfect. Chaos greater than order. I think let's see here. On the campaign map, the more unified. That's for sure. Me having a encyclopedic knowledge of every high level player is always fun to hear about. Honestly, I wish I knew more. Most of the time, I just go to like Turn's Discord and see who they're declaring their factions in SFTs, and that's how I get most of the deets. There's only a handful of players that live rent-free in my head. But the ones that do certainly occupy a lot. Alright, Archaon again. Ready, good luck, have fun. We got the Archie. Let's see how this goes. I bought the Dread Maul. I bought double Hell Cannon in case he does go for a shooty build. And we are indeed going to try and outkite the High Elves. They have 13 units, which implies if it is it's probably not a Sisters of Avalon build. Okay, it's a Illyrian Reaver stack. We have Altarian the Grim. Very nice. And we have some Rangers. We're gonna dodge. Thank goodness. Return fire. Wow, we actually uptraded there. Crazy. So you kind of want to run diagonally here. And then when they shoot, you pull away. And then they all target one horseman. And the damage is glorious. You can see I'm uptrading his 3 Reaver Archers with 2 Marauder Horsemen. That's pretty sick. Does he have anti thing? He doesn't. He doesn't have anti-Hell Cannon tech. That's gonna be rough. Now there are a lot of units over here. Gonna get that Hell Cannon. And I'm going to do a little button burrow action. Archaon just gonna juke. You can't catch me, I'm too fast. Very nice. And we'll dodge with this thing. Very nice. Alright. Sick. Got a little bit of friendly fire on his fools. This is solid. I think I'll just get the second Hell Cannon. And then I'm kind of chilling. And he's gonna be trying to get some work done here with all this here infantry. But they ain't too bad. Oh, those guys have aquatics. You gotta be a little careful. Hell Cannon's doing great though. I will have to micro the Dreadmaw a little bit. But I think we're doing alright. I would love to get a second Hell Cannon up, but that's gonna take a hot second. Should be able to get a pretty good burning head over there. And then he's just gonna summon mass cavalry on that side. Not a big deal. Ooh, can I bait him forwards a bit? That'll be a good unburrow. There's the bait. Hellstriders out of nowhere. Very nice. And you gotta remember, I'm just playing for the value trades. We're just playing for the value trades. Let's get a Searing Doom on them. And then because he just summoned cavalry, he shouldn't have enough time to support these guys from being murdered. Archaon got those sick terror routes. Nice. And the trading is immense. Hell Cannon is brutal. Yeah, he's stuck summoning in Reavers. That's not going to be great because I have a Searing Doom. We've managed to catch my opponent's mobility out of position. He's going to do his best to kill off this thing. The Dreadmaw with the archers, but they ain't gonna do perfect. There's the cavalry, there's the counter. Very nice. Hell Cannon routing off these guys is perfect. And then he's gonna try and land with Altarian. So I dismount so that he doesn't blow up the artillery piece. And then we surround him and bully him. He should go down pretty quickly. I do think so. Because now that he's surrounded and absolutely jebaited into this terrible situation, I should be able to just park a bunch of horsemen near him as close as they can possibly get, and they'll just blast his face into oblivion. That's a great burning head too. Let's capture this point to make sure I don't lose on the ticket race. And can we get line of sight of Altarian? That's the real question. I think that's basically what this game hinges on now. He's gonna get a pretty sick barrage on the Hellstriders. And okay, it seems like my guys are not getting the best line of sight. A little unfortunate. I was hoping they would be able to sneak it through a little better. But it's okay. I think we can kind of park near them now, though. I'll bait these guys in with some Forsaken. We'll just let them think that they got on top of me, and then whoops it, oopsies. Forsaken out of nowhere. Defensive playstyles working very nice for me. So that's going to be some wondrous Eltharion bullying. I do have another Searing Doom here too, so I might as well make use of that. Let's use the Dreadmaw ability over there. We got the perfect lineup in that distance. Don't want to miss it though. Let's remain that cannon too. While Eltharion's a little busy, you can see the Searing Doom did great. Yo, this is just like, this is my comfort zone, man. This is 10,000% my comfort zone. It's been a while since I've been able to play the factions that I am truly used to playing, but this is just devastation. We're like nailing all the Searing Dooms. We got the Eltharion chase down going. It cannot be going better. This is with the nerf Dreadmaw too. I will say Dreadmaw's pretty terrifying. Hell Cannon didn't even die. Glorious. Bunch of spear spam. I do wonder though, because my chaos was at its prime before we saw a bunch of Danican shenanigans and the Zarix bullying me. I do wonder how my chaos would hold up nowadays against these top players. I imagine we might still get wrecked later in the tournament. But at least right now it feels pretty comfortable. Eltharion's getting ultra bullied. And as soon as I capture this point, we're good to go. That's a brutal unburrow we're about to get there. Yeah, chaos is definitely my comfort zone. Oh, that's gonna be nasty. Oh, wait, bro. It can't get worse than this. Oh, the artillery hit with the burning head at the same time. Oh, my goodness. That's a doozy. They did hold, though, actually. Surprisingly enough. Gonna get a second bombardment. Come on, Archaon. You're supposed to terror out him. I thought it was totally gonna get him. Maybe if I lined up the burning head slightly better. Oh, that hell cannon shot will get it though. That way we're not overstaying our welcome over here. Very nice. And there's the route. Glorious. How's Eltharion doing? You know, surprisingly enough, still alive. But my horsemen are slowly working him down. That's all that really matters to me. Let's see here. Let's get the Dreadmarge. Stream should be called End Bullying. This is why I saved my top factions for last. But tryharding every faction does indeed mean tryharding every faction. I'm just gonna chase these guys with the Dreadmaw. I don't know if that's faster or not. It's 20-second cooldown. It's a little awkward. There's the capture point, though. I will say, Eltharion's living a lot longer than I thought he would. Oh, crap, and we have the Fireborn. I think I'll still be fine, though. Yo, can I just bully Eltharion with the Hell Cannon? Yeah, I think I can bait them into charging my Dreadmaw, and then I got Searing Dooms. I got the Searing Dooms for him. Alley-oop. And then as the spears turn, my charge should impact them, thus getting the perfect flank shots. I'll fight these guys in the trees. Eltharion did make it out alive, unfortunately. But let's see here. Can I get these guys bogged down? They're a little awkward. I think this is okay as long as you don't force a way through. Beautiful Searing Doom. Beautiful Searing Doom. Though not as much damage as I would have thought. Never mind. Slightly worse than optimal Searing Doom. Let's just evacuate with that Dreadmaw. To be as annoying as possible, this thing has gotten Not a crazy amount of value, but it's actually not tracked properly, even on the unit card. It's kind of weird that way. Can he stop Eltharion from dying, though? He has gone out of range of the Hell Cannon. But if I give him a swift right click to the face, I think we can get him. Come on, you darn horseman. Fire! Oh, that's a great Searing Doom. Honestly, Archaon Searing Doom spam is quite nasty. And there's the Dreadmaw. So yeah, that Unburrow doesn't track damage properly. Eltharion's way tankier than I thought he would be. He's dead though. Can we get a Hell Cannon snipe? Hell Cannon to finish the job? Nah, he dies to I think an Archaon hit. But that's gonna be it. A solid battle. Very nice. Honestly, Chaos is all about the Hell Cannon. I think if you can get a Hell Cannon out and not have it die, that is where you get the most value. And then the horsemen are crazy. $11K versus $5K, dang. Yeah, Horseman did great. Archaon got 3,000 value. Cannon was paying for itself. It's just good. We dodged the skirmishers very well. And yeah, this kind of infantry build is a little too slow to make the big push. Fun thing that I was doing that battle, by the way, that I'm explaining to my opponent. But if you move at a diagonal, the way range units acquire targets, they basically pick, for each entity that is shooting, they pick the closest entity in the unit that they're targeting. So that's why if you're face on with your skirmishers, they'll generally spread out their shots to everyone. But if you point just the diagonal of your unit so that one horseman is closest to all of them, they all shoot that one horseman and you barely take any damage. It's a very, very finessed maneuver, and you kind of need to time when they're about to shoot. But if you do it just right, they get no damage. It's great. Might be slightly wrong on that, but it works well enough for me. Yeah, there's a lot of like very small micro strats in this game. Should this one entity be the only one in enemy range? Nope. It can be you can have your whole, all your units in range, and it should work at least most of the time. Units usually shoot at like the front wall of your units anyways. I haven't thoroughly tested it though. Yeah, I haven't thoroughly tested it, so I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. Yeah, there's some weird testing. You know what? My opponent's bringing up some interesting stuff. So if I get like, if I like do this, we go to like troll country. Because I'm saying this stuff and it leads to results, but it might not actually be how it works. Let me see. So if I get like a dark rider, and I have like a dread spear here. Turn the AI on sandbox. I don't know if it's like movement or what. Let me see this. That's why the Zinj flying chariot shooting in melee is better. Yeah, let me test it.
At your service!
Hey, thank you very much, Looming. Oh crap, I forgot to set the thing. I forgot to set the thing for the supporters, my end screen. Okay, so if you have like a non-moving dread spear and then you do this with your Weight Watchers, where are they shooting? Yeah, they kind of spread it evenly.
Archers ready!
Let's test it out here. So let's like yeah, let's say it's like far range and then you target these repeated crossbows, also spread out evenly. So like that doesn't make sense. Is it the skirmishers, or do you have to be moving for it to be focused? Or is it just reverse specifically? You know, it'd be pretty funny if it was just reverse specifically have that behavior where they focus fire. Let me see. Let's test out like, let's test out the exact situation. It might be a movement thing though. Like an AFK unit will get shot everywhere, but if you're doing the dance, then you don't. Undercasted Searing Dooms, you've noticed they tend to do more. Yeah, I think it's like let me see. Searing Doom, if you overcast it, it doubles the projectiles, but the area gets bigger, doesn't it? Because the it doesn't show the area, but I'm pretty sure it's the actual like space that it takes up is more. Thanks for the streams, no problem. I've been enjoying it. Oh, okay, so it is a unit per unit basis. Okay, yeah, so these guys just suck then. They're just absolute garbage. Did they do it if you do it face on though? Let me see. Yeah, you can see they're focusing like the front line of dudes instead of the whole unit. Take a look here. Now they're spreading it. Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. Wait. What if I like move them and then we give a right click? Maybe it's a range thing. So there they targeted here. That one was spread out. What is going on? Is it an acquisition thing? Like target acquisition? So if I right click and they're all at far range, the first guy that they're acquiring, the first target that they're trying to shoot at is this guy. And then they all shoot in one spot. Now it's spread. Now it's spread. What is going on? How about these horsemen? If I let them shoot me, does that, do they do the same thing? You can see they kind of do. Oh, that's so weird. Yeah, okay, so there is some sort of weird toggle. Yo, okay, wait. Let's take a look. Yeah, the horsemen are shooting at 1.
It will be done.
This spread might be from bad accuracy. It's like it's too well spread out. Even Way Watchers spread their shots, and Way Watchers are stupid accurate. But yeah, you can see if I have all my guys in range, but if I do the dance, right, and I'm moving like this, this is how you do it, by the way. You got that angle going. Boom, complete dodge. Now I don't know what causes that. So if I just post up here and just do this, right, and I don't move. Let's see. Will they spread their shots or will they focus? No, that was mostly the front line. So right now they're definitely in the mode where they're just acquiring the closest units and shooting at them, which does lead to overkill. That's pretty inefficient, yeah. What if I position like this? What if I look the other way? They're still focus firing. Must be like a skirmisher thing. I don't know, because sometimes they did spread their shots. Wait, let me see. Will these guys ever shoot the back, dude? Yeah, you see that guy got hit. The guy straight up, he has an arrow in him somewhere. So they do sometimes attack the back, and I don't think it's just from inaccuracy, because otherwise they would do that. Yeah, it's different modes of shooting. What is going on? What is going on? Calibration distance? I don't know, because this happens at different ranges too. This happens when I'm at far range and close range. That's so weird. I've always known intuitively that, like, yeah, you can get some sick dodges by doing this. I didn't know that it kind of toggles whether or not they spread their shots or not. You think it's when they're on the move? The Marauder Horsemen weren't moving, though. Unless I killed an entity and they were moving. Oh, man, that's wild. Crazy. Alright, we got Rowdy next. That's crazy, man. They're playing Dwarves. I'll probably ban Eastern Isle. I could play it. No, maybe I think I have an idea. Maybe I can try something fun that isn't just Horseman spam. Horseman spam doesn't work versus Dwarves. 60% of the time it happens every time. No, seriously though, what even is happening? Why is he playing Border Low? Interesting. I'm surprised they didn't want to play on the other map. Eastern Isle. That one's fairly good for defensive play, which should be good for Dwarves. What happens with does it happen when they auto fire? I think it does. I don't know, I was kind of testing out a bunch of stuff. But yeah, both horse skirmishers were capable of completely botching their volleys and just picking the closest target. That might need more testing because that's actually really important. Let's see here. Maybe it's an auto fire thing, like when you right click, then they do it. I don't know. Though me right clicking with the Way Watchers worked. So many questions. So many questions. Chosen of Corn Max. Chosen of Corn dual weapon max. Is there a chosen something cool I can do? Yo, it's such an old school chaos strat to spam max armor great weapons. With the advent of the Doom Seekers, that is not nearly as good anymore. I kind of wonder though. And I want to like run Chariot Lords and the like. It's like super old school chaos. You do have to be careful about gyrocopters though. Do I have to be careful about them? What else do I need? I need something to kill off the scary slayers. Horsemen actually take a long time to kill slayers and not perfect. You can take a variety of infantry though, but you kind of need high DPS infantry to charge in. This is actually a wild choice. Okay, wait, yo, that's kind of sick. Okay, I have my anti-slayer option. I don't know how good it is, but I have it. Lord-wise, what do I want? Rooting for Commissar. They like to spam slayers. That is definitely their shebang, though they don't always do it. It is certainly common enough. Let's see, what do I want? I need something that just deletes slayers off the face of the planet, man. I don't want to have to deal with them. Watch him just like full gyro squad it. I think I'd be okay versus a full gyro squad, but you can never be too sure. Those builds are terrifying. This is kind of a wild build. I gotta make sure my lord doesn't randomly die. All that good stuff. Magic though. Magic wise, this is a fine enough spell. 600 gold left over. I could take one of these. That's kind of awkward though. Chosen of Corn dual weapons beat Doomseekers. Did they beat Doomseekers with support though? Because I think it's more likely my opponent's gonna have support. Oh my gosh, dude, these Chaos Lords are expensive, aren't they? Oh yeah, I remember. They like going for big infantry strats. I need something that can kill like a thing or two. Foot Archaon. What if I go Foot Archaon? Would that actually be insane? Foot Archaon with Slayer of Kings. Just completely annihilate his foot characters. Herald Hammer Storm. The thing is, he's gonna have a lot of characters. I like really need a good kill squad. This is hilarious. I don't know if this is good. What a wonderful time. Oh man, this is silly. This could be amazing though, okay? This could be glorious. Maybe I just have like the perfect counter build to what they're doing. Maybe I get absolutely annihilated. I think I'm happy to just try this. If I lose, it's okay. I should still be able to make semis. Right now I am in first place. Good luck, have fun. Knights of the Brazen Throne. Sigvald, yeah. Sigvald was like old school meta though. Not bad though. But I've just gone vanilla Archie. I'm gonna counter his hero squad with a hero squad of my own. You'll never see it coming. I got the great weapon maxing strat. It's glorious. Ready. Alright. I've got some horsemen. I have some anti-air strats, but mostly we take it slow. Sigvald lacks armor piercing. So do these guys. But if he brings Slayer heroes, I'll be fine. If he brings Thanes, they outclass them with their crazy melee attack. Archaon has a buff. He has fight or die. He also has crazy melee attack. It is foot Archaon for the memes. If he goes for a super defensive blob with no artillery, I can bring in the Soul of Damnation. Gyrocopters, I have a solid solution to. It is all wonderful. Interesting. We got some Doom Seekers here. Okay, well, that's my sign to get these guys in. There's some miners. Last I heard, though, miners are not great versus this kind of build. Some Doom Seekers, okay. This is where we got the secret sauce. Marauders of Khorne dual weapons. I think they actually should do really well versus Doom Seekers. He's gonna summon more Slayers. Falling right into my trap. Haha. Behold. More dudes. Yeah, that's crossbow volley. Managed a pretty good dodge though. Gonna damage some Doom Seekers. And then, you know, I'm just gonna ignore this and go for this point. My horsemen can dodge crossbows at this range. Mostly, anyways. Whoop. Keep dodging. Again, a little bit of poke. I don't know if this is actually a valuable trade for me, though. So we're just gonna back it up. Gonna let the crew get in here. And then I'm just gonna keep spamming Marauders of Khorne. Because once the Doom Seekers are dead, my infantry should just clobber them. Archaon's a menace. Ooh, and he wasted the blasting charge volley on Archaon. That's kind of a whoopsies. I think he actually really needed that blasting charge volley. It's gonna be pretty brutal. This is such a slow build. How does my hero squad do versus Doom Seekers, though? That's what I wonder. They are getting the charge on Archie. I could drop this spell just to get a little bit of work done. He does have a lot of crossbows, but the slow march of death will inevitably get there. Gonna keep getting my dudes. Archaon's actually taking a bit of damage. He's gonna have to back it up. Those Doom Seekers. Kind of annoying, it turns out. But Archaon should be able to find a glorious escape. He does make his guys unkillable. But that is all okay. As it stands, I'd say I'm doing all right. Value trading doesn't like me, though. But as I get my dual weapons in, I think life will get a little bit better. Archaon should be able to beat the brakes off of this guy, too. And my armor tide is immense. Let's pull away the Chosen onto the point. Very nice, and I can start contesting this over here. Little hero squad of Exalteds are doing fine, though I did lose a warrior. We'll see if I can kill off his lord, though. His lord's kind of out of position. Let's get a random horseman going. He did break the far side. I don't like that. His lord took a little bit of damage. I think that's not too bad. So I'm definitely gonna need to get these marauders in. If I can just shut down the range, though, I'm happy. This is truly the slowest of grinds. I think I can route these guys. Get him, Archaon! Beat him up! He's doing his best. Surely Archaon doesn't die to a random Slayer. Okay, that Marauder Horseman charge went fairly well. Let's pull them back. And Archaon's gonna be okay. Thank goodness. Not too bad. We've done a decent job of shutting down this area. I think I might need another Chosen. They're really slow, though. But maybe. Just bring in the heavy armor. Just the raw armor spam is working out pretty decently. I've done a pretty good job at shutting down most of the Doom Seekers. So those are just miners. I think my dual weapons win that. These rangers are fleeing, so I'll just avoid them. Then I just gotta take proper infantry fights here. I think if I do that, I'll be okay. His lord may also die, which would net me a very nice benefit. Okay, rangers are shut down. His lord's being chased. How fast is he though? 32 speed, 28 speed. He's fast for a dwarf. This is the slowest game ever. Get him! Beat him up! Hey, if he can't support his forces, it's still good for me. Oh, he stopped moving. What a mad lad. That could be rough. Okay, and then there's some guns here, but I don't need to worry about them much. Yo, if that guy dies, it's pretty rough. Ooh, he did kill off my horseman there, though. Value trading is slightly in my favor, however. Mostly just because I'm spamming out the strong dudes. He's gonna need to resummon this guy. I'm getting that charge animation and catching him. My army is so slow though. I don't know if I even capture the points in time. I think he technically wins on a 1 cap too. So I'm probably gonna get shot for the next millennia here. But I'm gonna go for it anyways. His lord is now dead. Huzzah! Push, my men, push! He's trying to shoot Archaon. But Archaon is too fast, too furious. The value trading is mine. Ouch. Okay, Archaon, can he dodge the Thunderers? He can kind of dodge Thunderers. It's not pretty though. He's gonna do everything in his power to get Archaon dead. At the very least, his push on the flank side is going okay. His push over here should be going okay too. Save yourself, Archaon. Don't you dare die. Beautiful, purple sun. Archaon needs to flee behind the trees. That should do. Very nice. Okay. What a slow game. Archaon does get routed though. That's pretty bad. I think he wins if I capture weight. I think his army's way too slow. I really could have used like a chariot. I think a chariot would have mopped the floor with this. Ah, crap. There goes Archaon. Well, it's fun chosen spamming though. This chosen got here so late, however. Let's take a look. I am going to get this point. I could have also just gone for the Soul of Damnation. That was probably the safer play. But technically, I could secure this point. I don't have that much infantry, so you know what? Screw it. Soul of Damnation time. And we'll just let these guys cook. Archaon is gonna rally. Thank goodness. Run, you fool. Fly away. See if these guns are enough to stop me. The thing is, yeah, I'm not gonna get that point in time. I think I almost win on a 2 cap though. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get the horsemen. I'm really regretting not having the ranged. I mean the range shutdown tools. That part's bad. But you know what? At least the chosen are cooking. Yeah, I don't win on a 2 cap. I need more points. Dude, 1 chariot here could have messed him up so hard though. Instead I took horseman. What a ripoff. He's still chasing Archaon. Run, you fool. Yeah, I got the point though. I could probably hold this 2 cap fairly well. Honestly, the double hero is pretty nifty. But yeah, I have like 5 minutes to get this point. Now I can't summon a unit of chosen here. He's getting massive thunderer volleys on these guys though. I'm just gonna see if I can embed them. a little deeper just so he can stop getting shot at. No, that's not working.
The enemy has slain our
And there goes Archaon. Dang it. We almost had the sick build. But the early captures are rough, and I was stuck summoning this thing. Although 5 minutes to get a chosen here, I don't know if he gets this point actually. I might as well stick with it. Although I might need to win the next game to truly get this done. I should have put these guys on chariots. Exalted's on chariots, classic. Oops, that's a lot of friendly fire. He's pushing for it. He really wants a point. All right, this chosen, the long march begins. Let's see. Do I still qualify for top 4 if I lose this? I don't think I do. Okay, so I should probably not drag this out for too long because I do want to win a match. Go push. Yeah, these guys are so slow, man. All right.
have been bested. There is only defeat.
GG, well played. Brutal. It was almost it. I think if I just had a couple chariots, he's screwed. Yeah, he actually had nothing to stop chariots, bro. The chosen were not bad. They actually held pretty well. But yeah, you need some chariots to clean up the few range units that are on the battlefield. I think if you do that, it's basically over. I will say the Slayer Pirates would be pretty annoying versus chariots, though. I also could have gone the Hell Cannon way earlier as a way to punish all this. He would summon the cannon, but it would be so far away, I don't think it could help. All goodies. I'll redeem myself. We're up against Parmenion next. Yo yo. Dwarves are always a tricky faction. I was kind of having fun with the build. But I did take it thinking that it would win. Blood Crushers. Blood Crushers for the win. Alright. Let's see. We got Itza, Bleakspire, and Rift at World's Edge. I'll ban Rift. I think they'll likely want to play Itza, which is fairly comfortable for me. Marauders. You think just basic Marauder spam? I could have just flooded his stuff. But yeah, not having a chariot, just a single chariot versus dwarves. Could have done it. It's fine though. Once you get the rematch in, we'll be good. I really need to lock in against Rowdy's dwarves though. They really do play a mean Dowie, and they exploit your mistakes very hard. Okay, so last time Parmenion had a very big melee squad. I think that shouldn't be a big issue though. I could try some of this. Let's see. Favorite magic versus high elf. Searing Doom is good. Buna also very good. Really depends on what you're looking for. Oh, I could do this. Ooh. You love a chariot maxing stream? Yeah, they're kind of weak in today's meta, but they're still very good versus dwarves, especially if you need a mobile option. Though I'm pretty sure we would just see Slayer Pirate spam. Like, I think Rowdy is very confident that their Slayer Pirate spam would get the job done. So I'd have to be very careful. My infantry did do well though against the Doomseekers. But it is tricksy. Searing Doom upgraded is 50% less concentrated and more likely to miss. Dang, alright, never overcast Searing Doom then. This is what I'm hearing. Alright, let's do this. Kind of a fun build. There's a lot going on here that is just very strong. Let's see. Ooh, do I want these guys? I have to be a little careful. So I think this is one of those builds where, like, because you can't make use of micro as much, it can be a little riskier. No, fun fact, Chaos actually have a perfect counter to Oceanids. The Dragon Ogre ROR has magic attacks, anti-large. If they don't beat Oceanids, I don't know what does. 26 bonus versus large, so they'd have 67 effective melee attack. I think that's enough to punch through their melee defense. And then hopefully we can get a grand rematch against the dwarves later. I thirst for their blood. Honestly, I think what I really need is I need like a handful of games. I need to just get enough games in Rowdy against Rowdy where I can read all of their solutions to different factions. I'm almost there because I had a good read that they're gonna spam Slayers. And the armor was very good, but I was just a little bit off, man. And missing that last key bit. Let's see here. High elves, though. First things first, we gotta win this game. I wonder if we'll see Eltharion again. Eltharion can be quite nasty. I like where this is at, but I feel like I'm missing the secret sauce again, guys. What do I want here? This is not bad, but it's not perfect. What am I missing, bro? I think I figured it out. There we go. All right. Secret sauce acquired. This is, yeah, this is pretty good. Okay, sure. You know, let's, yeah, let's just try some craziness. There we go. It's 4 times the area? Really? The Searing Doom, it looks like the radius doubles. So, oh, wait, no. Wait, pi r squared versus, yeah, so if it doubles, then if it goes from 1 to 2, then that should... Is that actually... It doesn't feel 4x. It doesn't feel 4x the area, but... The math checks out, I think. Oh, you get 2 extra projectiles. So yeah, half as effective. I swear, though, eyeballing it, it's not feel that way at all, but... you know, I think it makes enough sense for me. I'm doing armored troll spam. I have Valkia to shut down the archers. This is a rush build through and through. Nothing too complicated here. Yeah, it's a pizza problem. I got my aspiring champions. That's secret sauce to give me leadership for the dudes. Feeling okay. Our greenskin's good. Good enough to win the tournament. They're not crazy though. So this time we see normal archers and a basic front line. We got Tyrion. We have a Mage of Death with 1,000,000 spells. Fine by me. Heralds of the Wind. They went lighter on the archer core this time around, which I think is going to help my opponent. But I should still be okay. I just need to hammer this front line as hard as possible. Unfortunately, some of my units are going to be lagging behind, but we can get a little bit of dodging in. And the idea is I got to break the front line. As tempting as it is to try something else, if I can smash this front line with maximum effectiveness, then the archers will fall shortly after. So what you essentially want to do is just line up the best possible spell cast and then rear charge them. And that kind of 1-2 punch should, in theory, be just enough to get the job done. You can see he's saving up money. That tells me it's probably going to be Fireborn or something. I really need to get this front line routed, though. They're taking their sweet time. We got one route. We got 2 routes. And a purple sun. Where are the Fireborn, though? Phoenix Guard! That's crazy. Okay, I thought it was going to be Fireborn, but no, it is Phoenix Guard. So that is going to put my opponent very far behind, actually. I think that is most unfortunate. If it was Fireborn, I would have had the Buna ready. So I think it was going to be rough no matter what. But now they have so little battlefield presence because of their speed. I think this is basically over. Which means I can start theory crafting my dwarf counters. Heralds of the Wind are high charge bonus cavalry. It's a combination of the light cav and the other guys. They're not a big deal though. We just bully them. And then it's going to be ship's company. Not a problem because they're also very slow. Valkia has anti-large up the wazoo, so she can actually hurt Tyrion quite a bit. And there we go. We got a big old route. And I think I'll just finish the job by killing the army instead of going for capture points. And then I'll just ignore the Phoenix Guard. It's actually a good demonstration of why... This is a pretty good demonstration of why unit counters are a lot more complicated than people give it credit for. So, like, you know, you might see trolls and be like, this Phoenix Guard is perfect for them. But no, they'll just never catch trolls. A lot of counters in this game are like that, where they just don't really work because of speed and the like. I will say though, Tyrion, I gotta make sure he doesn't just kill Valkia. Let's just chuck out another spear. Maybe I can clip some archers too while I'm at it. Pretty nice. Caster can get the Buna on this Silver Helm shield. At 1,000 gold, cavalry is worth Buna-ing. It's like on the cusp. Like you're happy to Buna a cavalry unit at 1,000 gold, but you would be quite unhappy to do it at any less. It's quite dramatic in that way. It's a shame Fireborn cooks so hard here. Yo, Fireborn are like the main unit for High Elves in general, unless you meant Keepers of the Flame. But yeah, dude, High Elves rely so much on the Fireborn. I think you should almost always have Buna against them. At least that's the thought. Surprised you don't see any Oceanids, by the way. Oceanids would have, that was the one unit I was a little worried about. Because if we did see Oceanids, I would just lose the melee fight because I have no ranged. You really do need that ranged. You know, I'll just kill the elite infantry with the Hell Cannon. I could also kill them with the Buna, but Buna's not the most cost-effective thing here. That's just a unit of Reavers. We kill them with the cavalry. Fireborn are crazy here. Okay, yeah. So it was a good call that I decided to take Buna then. Parmenion hates Oceanids. Really? Is it because they don't like them or because they think they're too good? Because I feel like Oceanids can be very strong, though there's definitely a lot of instances where they get bullied. Line of sight issues. Come on, man. You're a mortar. Fire away. I believe in you. The Bride of Corn will carry you to victory. Did Valkia... I guess breaking that front line was really important. I feel like there's a lot of spellcasters that could do the same. Plus, I didn't have Terror. That, if you know, if she had Terror, it might have been enough. Hydrophobic. You think Valkia's gonna beat Tyrion? Tyrion with the heal? Maybe not. But alright, this match should definitely set me up squarely for the top 4. Let's take a look at the Valkia. She's doing her best. She's tired. Tyrion's tired, but Tyrion has an insane melee attack difference over Valkia's melee defense. Come on, Valkia. Beat him up. You think she'll pull off a miracle? I kind of just want to see. No, she routes. Oh my gosh, Valkia, what are you doing? What are you doing, lady? And she dies? Okay, that's actually not very good for my trolls. I think we're still fine, though. In fact, Valkia is so cheap, I can just resummon her. It would be pretty funny, though, if I lost this one. Because of my hubris. Those are Reavers. Okay, I will say. It's a little sus. But the second charge of the trolls will definitely get the job done. My opponent does not have enough units to capture the points. So I think we're still good. And I'll just resummon her, it's fine. He just told you he hates them? Oh, okay. Oh, crap. Guy got routed. More spear infantry is definitely a blessing, though. Get them, trolls. I will say the troll healing is helping out a lot. This grind has been long, and almost all of them are still in the fight. Summon some archers. Honestly, if they saved up for like a Fireborn here, I would be so screwed, man. That would actually just end me. What are these guys doing? They're miles away. What are they? I thought they were over here because of the banner, but you can see the little triangles are there. Stealth cavalry defense on the artillery piece. Insane tech. Yeah, Silver and I are not going to capture the point in time, though. And there's the Valkyrie summon. Huzzah! Thank goodness, because those trolls are so on the verge of routing. These ones routed. There you go, though. Alright, take 2. I basically just bought another 2 casts of Spear of Slopnir. Maybe that'll do something. Plus 16, she back. Valkyrie and 2% HP, what she routes? She has 80 leadership. Okay, that actually makes sense why she routed. I thought a warrior of Khorne would be a little better at staying in the fight. You're telling me Khorne's warriors don't just fight to the death? They're all cowards, aren't they? Even Arbol. Arbol's not even unbreakable, man. Khorne just likes winning. He's straight bully. I can't believe it. Hey, we got some units rallied. Huzzah. And then I'll just line up the Spear of Slopnir. I just need these spears to group up a little bit more cleanly. I think this is good enough, though. There's a lot here. Pretty good. Pretty good damage. All right, take 2. Can she kill Tyrion? Come on, Valkia. Get the job done, lady. She's getting Spirit Leeched. That's not going to do much, though, because she does have that spell resist. Maybe with Aspiring Champion support. Jeez, Tyrion's kind of a Chad, isn't he? I'm not gonna lie, Tyrion is kind of cooking. There's no way though, right? He gets he gets the buff. All right, Valkyria's not even hitting the main. Screw this. We're dipping. That is kind of embarrassing though. Maybe with cycle charging? She does have 50 charge bonus. The Tyrion with the jukes. Come on. As long as no cavalry gets summoned, though, I'm okay. I can bring this caster back in to defend myself against that. Holy, dude, Valkia sucks. She hits pretty hard. Tyrion also hits very hard, though. Oh, she barely gets into the air. Jeez. Yo, Valkia's garbage, man. She can't do anything. Especially because Tyrion's widely regarded to be not that crazy of a combat lord. Because he gets terror outed all the time. Dude, I have not been so thoroughly disappointed in a lord in a little while. I thought she would at least put a decent fight. There's another Spirit Leech. That's a good charge Hell Cannon combo, though. The aspiring champions are doing better than Valkia. They're straight up one-upping the lady. Ooh, accidental friendly fire. Brutal. Alright, GG though. Well played to my opponent. I think at the end of the day, that troll charge and summoning in the elite infantry was a bit too much. And they put him back. Fun game though. Jeez. Not bad. That should put me squarely in top 4. Barely though. And indeed, I'm up against Rowdy again. Trolls did pretty good. Alright. Valkia, you know what? For 2 summons, she got pretty decent value. Okay, but the true boss. I gotta beat Rowdy, people. Yo! Rematch time. Changer's Madhouse. That's a huge map. Imperial Ambush and Decrepit Moor. Okay. I'll ban Ambush. Because I think that one is too good defensively. Decrepit Moor, not bad. Alright, we gotta properly lock in though. This guy's gonna dwarf it up. And he might still go for the Gyro Air Force. What is a must-have in every army comp? I think Forsaken are really high up, Marauder Horsemen are really high up, and Hell Cannons are really high up. But I don't know which one is the best. And he wants to play Madhouse. That's kind of crazy. He wants to play Changer's Madhouse. Okay. Very interesting. I say that because isn't going for a giant map bad for the dwarves? Is he gonna have some crazy Vanguard shenanigans, or is he gonna try and shoot me to death? I think maybe we see some cannons. Maybe we see like a bunch of cannons on the dwarf side. That's kind of wild though. Alternatively, it's the gyro stack. We could see a million bazillion gyrocopters. Huh. Okay, I actually don't know what to make of this. We could see the hero stack again. What do you have planned for me, good sir? Rowdy definitely has something planned. They always do. So I am very intrigued. I am very intrigued. Let's see here. Yeah, I definitely want one of these. I definitely need to not forget chariots this time. The Marauders of Khorne felt only okay, by the way. I was not super impressed by them. Forsaken might be able to get a similar job done. They're also pretty fast. They're not like optimal versus dwarves. They can just get shot to death. Or artillery to death. Should run blood crushers. I can't run blood crushers as chaos. I can run the Knights of the Brazen Throne. That would be pretty funny. But yeah, blood crushers are off the table. There's obviously going to be a million slayers. I don't know if dog spam gets the job done there. You saw them? No, it's just skull crushers. It's just skull crushers, I promise. He's running rangers. It came to me in a dream. Sounds about right. Yeah, there's definitely gonna be some cheap ranged that we see here. Magic wise, what do we want? Purple Sun was very okay. It's a little bit of an overkill spell, which is good for clearing dwarves, but I don't personally know exactly how I feel about the whole thing. Let's try this. I'm gonna try and finesse them. This build has a decent amount going on that is very good. But I have to be quite careful. Like, that's not a bad idea. These guys. Is this the build though? Is this really the build? I don't know if this cooks. Like, knowing Rowdy, I know this build has some weaknesses. I think that's the problem. I can see it, but I should not be afraid, right? I should have the confidence to push onwards. Now the build is a bit better. Okay. I think this will do. There's a few strats that could be a little scary, but I think this is more or less everything I could want in a chaos build. The dwarves should be hard pressed to beat this. Village. Village is actually, he's not bad. Because he's a melee fighter. 3 hell cannons in box. You can't take 3 hell cannons. I did run 2 though. I think hell cannons on a giant map like this is perfect. I think it would be difficult for Rowdy to go for a cannon build because they have to creep up really far and away from their support. And then if I can just wear down their army enough and army wipe them, I'm basically good to go. Now, army wiping dwarves is quite the task, but not impossible. We have a bunch of skirmishers too, just in case there is a wild gyrocopter build. It doesn't look like it though, at 14 units. I shouldn't have to worry about that. And anything that vanguards is getting immediately blasted by my cannons. Then I have my caster here. My reserves are looking good. We have Knights of the Brazen Throne for their anti-infantry armor piercing madness. There are my chaff clear. If he's just spamming miners in the late game, these guys kill infinite miners. I have a Manticore, some Forsaken to clear points and actually hold them. Because after you uptrade, you still have to actually hold the points, and dwarves are really good at doing that if you're not careful. Not enough dogs for slayers. I'm thinking for the slayers, I already have the horsemen and this dog and the double hell cannon and 2 Forsaken. I think it's enough. Oh crap, they're ready. Oh! Vanguard. All right. This ain't too bad though. Hell cannons should be able to got hotkey. Whoop. All right. Already we got a pretty nice initial bombardment. Siggy can push on forwards. The ranger shall be shoved back. See the hell cannons? They get a lot of damage on these guys actually. And the Dreadmaw, I think we just wanted to focus fire this area. I am going to start spamming chariots, as they are kind of perfect for this. And Siggy's gonna fight the Doomseekers. I think with my range support, Siggy should live. Hell cannons are doing great, but I am immediately triple capped. Now here's the thing, with these chariots on the way, I should be able to re-secure my home point fairly quickly. I got my caster in here. Okay, those are just normal slayers. They ain't that bad. Dreadmaw is just coming in, and the chariots are plowing through everything. So that should net me this point over here. And then what? He doesn't have a lot to deal with the chariots. I think if I just spam chariots, he's pretty screwed. Unfortunately for me, my Dreadmaw is being a little useless. Sigvald's got that slippery though, and I just have to get myself out of the triple cap as soon as I possibly can. I think if I do that, I'll be okay. Forsaken will kill the Slayers. I think he's panicking a little too much here. I'm really mismicroing this thing though. But the value trading's great. He summons a cannon, but that's not too problematic. Okay. It's gonna make them unkillable. But there we go. Big murderage. Okay. I'm just gonna start spamming Forsaken to clean these guys up. Siggy should be able to kill his lord. I'm not too worried about that. And the Marauder Horsemen have secured their first point. Glorious. Okay. That's gonna buy me some time. Sigvald has to be awfully careful though. I still haven't used my Dreadmaw properly, which worries me. Oh no, not the crash. Did he crash? Come on, man. Okay, we're gonna unmount the artillery piece to save him. He's holding. Hold, internet, hold. Okay, as long as Sigvald doesn't just get mega murdered. Okay, this Forsaken will be perfect here. I just need to keep that artillery crew alive. The Dreadmaw is just gonna unburrow there. And then if I can just get this working done, then I can start threatening his artillery piece. This is so far so good. Sigvald is kind of perfect for the Slayer Lord also. Nice. Hey, this is going pretty well actually. He's gonna bully my chariots a little bit, but they will live. I do have to hold this point though. I think it is imperative that we do not lose it. The Forsaken are doing glorious, glorious work. And I do hold the point. Come on, Dreadmaw. Oh crap, my dogs. My dogs. It's okay though. I think they'll live. And I can start using these guys. Clean up. Oh, thank goodness that Dwarf Lord is dying. He's getting a lot of shooting on me though, but the value's still up in my favor. We did kill off an entire unit of Slayers over here. Really good. But he did a little bit of cleanup on this far side. Thankfully the dogs did rally. Okay. Gonna see if I can shut down that little squad over there. How are my chariots doing though? Chariots are kind of getting beat up. I don't like that part. I should be able to shut down the artillery though. His lord is finally dead too. Very nice. Okay, it's not too bad. As long as my chariots keep on living. Hellstriders are doing great for themselves. If I can get them to just overcommit here, I'll be fine. There's a Dreadmaw on burrow, finally. Dude, I mismicroed my Dreadmaw hard. But this is still going very well. By shutting down the artillery piece for a little bit, I buy myself a solid amount of time. And I should just be able to capture this point. Sigvald indeed is very good versus dwarves, it turns out. And I just need to not get too hasty here. And just play it safe, essentially. Because, yeah, he's just going to keep spamming out these guys into the horizon. Sigvald should be able to get there in time, though. Unfortunately, that unit came back. I gotta be careful with these Hellstriders, bro. I think I do want the chaff clearing of the Knights of the Brazen Throne. Because if I kill off the artillery piece, I'm basically good to go, yeah? And I'll have Sigvald here. That'd be great. Let's shut down them. Crap. There we go. Should be able to just kill these guys. I really want the Knights of the Brazen Throne. Okay, there we go. Artillery piece is fairly shut down. And I should be able to kill the miners too. Okay, these slayers shouldn't be able to do much either. But can I secure the point? I think the time for hell cannons is basically over. So I'll pass on them. And instead I'm gonna see if I can secure this area. The middle. I think I basically need that. In the meantime, I can use my horsemen to stall this point forever. Taking a point and not letting go is very important. Seems like I should be relatively okay. And with the cannon shut down, the Knights of the Brazen Throne should, in theory, feast. Plus, I got some dogs to kill off the Slayers. I'll just unburrow the Dreadmaw here. Should be perfect. Knights of the Brazen Throne are in. Beautiful. And that is the second point. Okay. I think I'll be alright. I think we've effectively army wiped them. With the help of all my dudes. And that cannon's just not coming back. Beautiful. So I just really need to get the last point. But that's pretty chill. Dreadmaw is still alive. Sigvald was indeed the bomb. There's another chariot. Oh man, stressful match though. This guy really makes you work for your victories. If you don't have everything in place, it's so easy to just get completely wrecked. I have all the time in the world though to get this last point. And a cannon should not be coming back. The Lord Death especially is rough. So I can just kind of slowly make my way there and let the knights cook. I am under no rush. I technically do need to clear off this last army though, so I gotta be a little careful. This is good though. The dogs, running them down. Let's desummon these guys. Let's start pulling some dudes over. We got a raid from Sotek. What's up? We're doing some sick chaos shenanigans. Yo, I got Knights of the Brazen Throne. I'm in the semifinals of my own tournament. I have to be real careful not to lose Sigvald. But yeah, I have all the time in the world. There's no point rushing this. I just gotta get the horsemen back, and then we're solid. We're golden. Keep the Hellstriders there in case he resummons the cannons. The Dreadmaw can hold up this location. It's all about taking your time, taking your sweet, sweet time, and making sure things go well. I imagine he might do a cannon resummon. But yeah, if I just get the Forsaken here. He's waiting for me to make a misplay. I need to get my magic in. I need to get my magic in here. Okay, and he's just gonna summon some giant slayers. That's not a big deal. These guys have charge defense. They don't. Very nice. Pretty good. Let's see if we can get a sick Knights of the Brazen Throne charge. Pretty okay damage. You have to be very careful though. I definitely need to get my Forsaken in here. I do have capture weight at least. But yeah, without infantry, it's gonna be a little nasty. A purple sun will definitely get the job done though, and I only need to hold it for like half a second. He summons more units. Gonna be some Slayer Pirates, not a big deal. Sigvald just has to be a little careful. Slayer Pirates I can kill though, they're actually slightly out of position. And he just used his unkillable ability on his Slayer Lord. So I think I'm alright. More horsemen for the capture weight. Sorry, I can't say hello to all these Sotek viewers. We're here really trying to grind this one properly. That should be a pretty good purple sun though. And we did murder the Slayer Pirates. That's gonna do a lot of damage to all of those boys. And the purple sun RNG'd in a good direction for me. So I think this last push for the point will get it done. And he summoned some miners on the far side to contest. That's gonna be pretty rough. Sigvald can definitely outduel his lord. And if we just pull everybody in here, I should be okay. There's the Dreadmodge. Alright, Sigvald, you just gotta live. And that's the capture points. Woo! Alright. Good stuff. Oh, man. With some time to spare. Here's to shout out Lore Master of Sotek. Anyone who hasn't seen Sotek, he's great. Great lore master. Makes a bunch of videos on Warhammer lore in general. Are you planning to do a 40k lore, by the way? Or, I don't know if Sotek's still in here. But does anyone know if Lore Master of Sotek plans for that? GG. Whoa. Oh, man, that was stressful. Knights of the Brazen Throne. Yeah, they were sick, man. Their killiness really helped me out. 1361. They give terror and they just clean up chaff. The double cannon was the winning move, though. He wasn't ready for double cannon. I think we just lucked into a good build. Oh boy. Feel like a big map was a mistake. Usually the way Commissar likes to play it is they'll spread out and just win by capture weight, just by raw tickets. So they like big maps because they can play the point game very effectively. But I definitely benefited more from the big map. Like, this was a skill check on my end to see if I could actually make use of it. Because if I went for an infantry build, I just lose. The horsemen and the dogs were amazing, by the way, against this specific dwarf style. Oh, the two hell cannons won the match? Absolutely. Over 1200 value, which is their price, and a D summon is absurd value. And he just ran out of units. I was correct in thinking that the cannon would not be enough. Oh man, because yeah, it was enough to punish the chariots. My chariots didn't do that well, though they were important for cleaning up the beginning. I still need to work on my chariot micro. It's a lot to manage, especially when you have a Dreadmaw running around. My Dreadmaw play was abysmal. I should have unburrowed it way sooner. Commissar was microing well to keep out from under it. But there were some opportunities that I just missed at the end of the day. But Dreadmaw can do bad when you're just ignoring it all the time. At the end of the day, though, it still held very well. And then, yeah. If you can just outgrind them and just value trade fast enough, you're good. But man, is it a wild skill check. You need to play fast. Like that game, I had a lot of time to spare. But like if I stayed in a triple cap for like what? If I stayed in a triple cap for 2 more minutes, I actually lose that. Thank you for the hydration. Mod. Yeah. The vanguarding for dwarves is nasty. Single entity chariots can cook. Yeah, they're a bit more expensive though. And my micro is still... I gotta work on it. Ah, interesting. Alright, I have more bot stuff to do. Good, so... players... Yeah, I wonder if the bot is matching new players up often enough. Because I think it's quite aggressive at just trying to make you find games. But that might be screwing over the new players. Alright. Still waiting for the other players though. We waiting on them. Where they at? I'm ready for the fight. Flower is playing Wood Elves. I thought they were gonna play Dark Elves, but that's the ODM in them, only playing Elves. And Von Karstein's counterpicking. But Chaos is fairly resistant to counterpicks. Personally, I think I would rather face Flower QQ, but it's a toss-up. Man, I really gotta work on my chariot micro. I think after I'm done this, I can start doing dedicated streams. Like I should totally do a dedicated, you know, chariot maxing tournament run. Where I just really master the art of the chariots. The micro, though, they have to always be moving. It's so painful. Yeah, what if I made them Slanesh chariots? +5 speed for 100 gold. That only works if they're good. Devastating flanker, though, is hype. And ITP and physical resist. Never mind. I forgot. And Strider. I forgot. My bad. Mark of Slanesh is absolutely busted. You think there's actually a crazy play to be made there? 83 speed chariots with Strider, ITP, devastating flanker, physical resist. Honestly, if we weren't spamming Hellstriders, this looks amazing. Like back in the chariot meta, I think people would actually run this a lot. What's your favorite faction to play? I think, favorite faction. Probably Slanesh. I like the speed demons. Mobility maxing, you know me. I'm spamming cavalry all game, and Slanesh is the fast cav spamming faction. They're very fun. I used to play a lot of Coast, but their range mechanics just don't work as well anymore, so I pass on that. There's, you know, Chaos and Norsk are just generally good, very fun horseman play styles. A lot of people say I don't like Lizardmen, and I play very little Lizardmen, so they might be down lower, but I don't find them unfun to play. If we're talking about factions that just don't click with me, that I don't understand at all, like Demons of Chaos is there. I don't know how Demons of Chaos works. Nurgle's probably the antithesis to my playstyle. Even if I do know how Nurgle works, I hate it. Skaven I used to dislike until Zarek showed me the way. And I think I understand them a lot better. Wood Elves are quite high up. Khorne I'm not a huge fan of. Bretonia is actually kind of weird. For some reason, I just don't really get Bretonia. Yeah, Khorne was rough for a while. Basically melee, these like melee factions. Slower melee factions plus Bretonia, because I think there's a lot of factions in this game that require a lot of like specialist understanding to play properly. So when you're playing Bretonia, everyone knows how to counter Bretonia, and you know nothing. So you have to learn all their individual crazy techs before you can even start playing the game and like fighting back. Whereas for Chaos, I'm telling you right now, if you gave me this build, if you just straight up gave me this and let's see here, like some Forsaken and some Hellstriders. Oh yeah, and the Hell Cannon. So if you gave me this every single game and my opponent is random, their faction is random, I would probably do pretty well. No matter what they're playing. Chaos is more of a like focus on your own thing. Now, I think there's some Bretonian builds that have similar flavor. But then sometimes you just don't work against some factions. Like you can do this shenaniganry. Some Bretonian players will go pretty hard on the infantry. Always very fun. Sometimes they'll go for like Triple Grail Guardian, but it really depends on the situation. You won 6 out of 7 Khorne games in my last stream. That's because I was copying Berserk's new play style. Berserk plays a fun Khorne, man. As soon as I understood that, Khorne became way more fun. The Furies, Blood Beasts, and Minotaurs. This is your mobility core for Khorne, and you should never diverge from it. I know we have one person that loves Blood Crushers. Get him out of here, okay? Skadoop. We got Chaos Knights. Get him out of here. Skull Crushers, a little bit more acceptable. They're actually not too bad. But yeah, this, you know what? This whole stack, Khorne can actually... You know what? If you're playing Khorne, I want you to click this button, okay? Now we're talking. You are suddenly twice as good. And then your infantry you can play around with. You can do whatever you want. You know, just spam Forsaken, whatever. Basically all the infantry's good, except for Skull Reapers. You got Wrathmongers and the like. Men-at-Arms Spears are just so much more cost efficient than pole arms. Really? Last time I was facing Zarex, they went for pole arms. It was good versus my armor, but I'm not a Bretonian specialist. Peasant meta. It's because you're not bringing 3,000 peasants. Maybe I should just spam the main tide with Bretonia. I will say with Foot Squires, they actually do win the front line pretty decently. It's been fun doing the tryharding with all these factions, because I do feel like I have a little bit of a better understanding of everything. The only problem is it takes me a month and a week. It takes me 1.25 months to go through all the factions once. So like Tomb Kings, I'm already 1 month out of date on their meta. Now Tomb Kings, they're not even doing the single entity build anymore. They're going like Screaming Skull Catapult shenanigans with like horsemen support. You can't keep up, man. Unless you're playing like, you need to be, I think if you're playing 3 different factions a day and then you go through the whole list, you might be able to keep up with all the meta shifts. Most of the time though, because you're not playing random factions, people do a lot better by just sitting around. By just sitting around on 1 or 2 factions. Because branching out is very rough. All right. Sorry, I need to look up a feature real quick. Oh, I think Flower won. Hell yeah. Oh boy. All right, it's chaos time. The finals. All right. What faction do you think is underrated? I thought Chaos, but having since I played them more, having played them more, I feel like they're not as great. Jade Tomb, Blasphemous Snowfield, or Brave Alley? Oh boy, they're all kind of awkward. All a little bit awkward. Let's go the Puppets of Misrule. Wood Elves are kind of nasty, so you can summon in the Hell Cannon against them, but Arrows of Kurnos can kill them. It is not too pretty. There's some fun tech though. I believe in Warhammer 2, someone did a build. I think I saw it. Maybe I was the one that did it. But basically you park a giant in front of your Hell Cannon so that Arrows of Kurnos hit the giant instead. You basically just have a walking meat shield. Okay, bans Brave Alley. I could play on Jade Tomb, but they get the Forest. Snowfield is not bad. Let's play Snow. Okay. Alright. Wood Elves, they do like their archer spam too. Very annoying faction. This could be nasty, people. Or if the cannon hits a giant. Yeah, the giant has to be like slightly forwards so he doesn't get hit. It's a little silly. But it did work back in the day. You can try it with monstrous infantry too. Because if you do manage to get a Hell Cannon up and running, it really sets them back. Oh boy. Alright. If you can't tell, I'm kind of terrified of Wood Elves. So attack speed enjoyer, love playing Wood Elves. back when they were on the big grind. They're still alive, but yeah, they played a lot of Wood Elves. And they really went for the Masked Glade Guard all the time. I don't know if Flower is going to do something similar, though. But it could certainly be painful. Alternatively, they go for Full Kite. I could try something crazy like this. Like, okay, a Max Glade Guard build here actually can be extremely annoying. It can be rough. I have some ideas, though. The thing is just, like, dealing with them, man. Glade Guard are such a pain. There's some rush builds you can do, but, like, Chaos Cavalry is very expensive. So you run the risk of them just getting focus fired by the vast quantities of Glade Guard. You have Dryads, who I think slightly uptrade Forsaken. Back in the day, I would use Aspiring Champions to simply tank their way through everything. That was certainly fun, but I don't think it works here anymore. Can we remove the Wood Elves? Aren't greenskins supposed to be good versus Wood Elves? I thought the green boys were supposed to cook. 850. Let's see, what other options do I have? Wow, I do not have a lot, do I? The thing is, I've won this matchup before. But on a personal note, I do still think it is pretty good for the Wood Elves. They have many options. Many a tool at their disposal. 300 gold. Oh my goodness. Chaos is the hardest faction to spend your money on, I swear. I swear, why is it so awkward? It doesn't matter that much. But I have a strong impulse to get it right. Because it feels like I can. Oh my gosh. Dude, Chaos, all their units, they're basically the cost of your units. It's all multiples of each other. That's the problem, man. I am actually going to go insane trying to balance out my build. I might even have an objectively worse build by the end of it. Yeah, I wonder if there's like a big tree I can park my Hell Cannon behind to survive the arrows of Kurnos. I know this map does have some forests, but the trees also block your shots. It's not perfect. Okay, so if I do this, oh my goodness, I am actually gonna go insane. Does nothing line up? I swear nothing lines up. Okay, if you have 200 gold, right? You can't change a Hellstrider to be 200 gold more expensive. You can't change a Marauder Horseman to be 200 gold more expensive. Yo, if we got Kurgan Horseman on Chaos, well, okay, they'd just be Norska again. This is why Norska's the better Chaos right now. They got all the cool stuff. They got the good stuff. Oh, never mind. I found the solution. I forgot. This matchup has a... This matchup is... it's changed recently in a way that benefits me immensely. I forgot. This will be much better. Oh man, took a while though, but I feel a lot more comfortable with this build than the last. This should be fairly difficult for the woodies. Yeah, I wish Chaos Spawn were good. You know, having like an unbreakable unit just charging the archers down. They're pretty fast too, but unfortunately they don't really cook. Anything else good? You know, dogs can sometimes be good, but they're very easy to misplay. They have a lot of light cavalry. I think this is good enough. Okay, I got my build. I think Wood Elves, they can't beat this. I think before they had a great time, not anymore. Chevrons, dude, if Chevrons were just a little better. The only unit I've seen where Chevrons make a pretty significant impact is Outrider repeater guns. Outside of that, I have not seen much success. Yo, a light Kurgan cav though. Okay, wait. What would they be called though? Because you already have Kurgan horsemen. And you have Kurgan great weapons. You like Kurgans in training? Peasant Kurgan? Kurgan rider spears? Pigback Kurgans? I don't know. Why those Outriders specifically? Their accuracy really sets them back. And yeah, just it turns out the Chevrons tip the balance of their accuracy just enough for them to land way more shots. But units that are already accurate or that are so inaccurate where it doesn't matter, they're gonna get their value regardless. And you're only really benefiting from the faster reload rate. But faster reload rate alone is not enough to make Chevrons worth it. I've seen Zinch spawn getting good value. That's pretty cool. I will say, I do think Zinch spawn are the best spawn. Oh. And we're back. He's thinking. Zinch Knights aren't terrible into Wood Elves either. They're really slow, man. And for 1400? Like, 1400 worth of archers already almost outclasses the Zinch Knights. They're pretty good if they can land a charge. I think Flower is probably too good for that though. I think the odds are Flower would never let my Zinch Knights just face charge Wild Riders, and there's no way I can force it either. If I charge the archers, they're gonna get counter-charged, and that would be my doom. Also, I should start looking for replays. I think no one added me, but we can cover some new player stuff. Ooh, somebody's playing Lizardmen. Very hype. Ooh, Lizardmen versus Corn. Okay. Should be good. And that way we can give tips and tricks for any new players that join this tournament. I did get some feedback that new players are matching into intermediate players quite a bit. With the number of new players we have, though, I don't know what the best way to do it is. If you're a new player and you played in my tournaments, do let me know if you feel like you're matching into intermediates too often. And if you'd be willing to wait a long time to find matches, or you're basically facing the same new players over and over again. I could just make it where the new player tournament is just its own little tiny bubble. But if there's not a lot of signups there, then it doesn't really work. I'll have to think about it. It's a Kolek angle? Like, you think this matchup should be for Kolek? I wish I could run Kolek more. This is the build, though. So, we got Dreadmaw. Gonna park him right there. I gotta make sure there's no surprise ambush volley of skirmishers here that just kill my horsemen. I'm just gonna park them a little further back. And we are running a Dreadmaw because I think this is what really makes the matchup playable. I think a good enough Wood Elf player would make this extremely difficult if they went max Glade Guard. And because I'm terrified of that style specifically, I've gone for a bunch of mobility. Hell Cannon is here, ready to be summoned into the trees, maybe, to give it some cover from arrows of Kurnos. If there are no Kurnos casters, I'm pretty safe. We can just blast them. If it's a kite battle, I got my skirms, I got my Dreadmaw. I just need a micro really well. Glade Guard are not nerfed on this mod. No, they're just vanilla. Wood Elves are actually not nerfed at all. Can be quite terrifying. Okay, so there is I think there are some Waystalkers here. Gonna get the jukes, gonna get the counter volleys. You can see they're dancing there, kind of brutal. Okay, so I have something for the Dreadmaw to poke at. Double Deepwood Scout though is rough. So this is obviously a very aggressive ranged build. It has a little bit of everything. The question is, can I survive the arrows of Kurnos? If I can bully the Deepwood Scouts enough, it's not going to be too bad. I could potentially rush this down too. See if I can get some good volleys. That's a pretty solid one on the Sisters of Thorn there. Let's see what the Dreadmaw can get done. Archaon needs to stay safe, though he's accidentally just burning ammunition. Okay. There's the Dreadmaw. Then we're gonna, yep, unburrow over there. Let's see if he dodges that. There's some big focus fire on the thing. Oh, he silenced it with Arcane Unforging. That's actually pretty nasty. I'm gonna see if I can chuck a Burning Head here to save it. If it dies, I would be unfortunate though. And I've mismicroed my high ground cavalry. Though the Burning Head is okay. He does kill the Dreadmaw. Or does he? Oh, it routs. Brutal. He gets it. Okay, here's the thing though. I should still be able to catch these Wild Riders. Archaon's getting some pretty decent damage. That's rough, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, very nice. I can chuck a Searing Doom on these Wild Riders too. If I can, in the chaos, kill these Waystalkers, I might be able to summon a Hell Cannon and pull back. Though, he's doing pretty well for himself here. Archaon's doing great and all. And we've got some decent skirmish damage in. But, well, it's still a little sketchy. A lot of Hellstriders just died. Archaon, though, gets one Waystalker down. I should be able to pummel these archers pretty hard, too. Okay, it's not too bad. And I should be able to slip away, maybe? I will say he doesn't have a lot of ways to kill Archie. So I'm thinking, yeah, there we go. That Waystalker's getting murdered. Hey, okay, that's a big Waystalker kill. I love it. Okay, that's not too bad. Dreadmaw 2.0 or a Hell Cannon? I think Dreadmaw 2.0 is not the end of the world. Sure, I may have misplayed him a little bit. But I think this is still good. Blade Riders can just get charged. Archaon just has to stay a little safe. Let's see if we can get a solid Searing Doom here. Pretty good Searing Doom, actually. Very good. Okay, and the tussle continues. Second Dreadmaw is going to be the key to victory, I think. And I think Hellstrider resummons too. That tends to be very annoying for the Woodies. I think I do want to just get the Hell Cannon out too. So I don't think one Arrows of Kurnos caster gets it killed. Okay, he's gonna Unforging Archaon. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, but what are you gonna do about this Hell Cannon? Archaon's kind of on a timer. I don't know if he's gonna Arrows of Kurnos spam him or what though. But yeah, if he dies, that's very bad. Arrows of Kurnos is the Hell Cannon, but botches the attempt. Very nice. And he shouldn't have another Unforging for Archie. So if I just spam Hellstriders now, I think we can quite possibly get some good work done. Dreadmarge is coming in hot. He shouldn't have too many Unforgings. Boom. Big hit on those archers. And this capture point should be mine. That Arrows of Kurnos is going to take ages to come back off of cooldown, by the way. Let's see if he dodges this. Ooh, and botches the dodge too. All right, I think I have a chance. Dang, that Dreadmaw. Yeah, Dreadmaw is still very strong. I think the nerf is good, but it is still very, very strong. That's pretty ludicrous damage. Gets another Arrows of Kurnos on it. The Hell Cannon. Will it be enough though? No, it does live. I want to overwhelm this flank over here. There's the Sisters of Thorn. That's okay. So I want to capture this point. Dreadmaw though. Just being annoying. We did get a pretty nice pickup on the War Dancers too. And the battle of attrition continues. They're quite the fight. He's gonna Arrows of Kurnos it again. Let's see if we can get a dodge or something. He hits it, but it doesn't die. That's the most important thing. And it's also drawing fire away from Archaon. Archaon cannot afford to die to Arrows of Kurnos spam. So I'm actually happy to trade the Hell Cannon for that. Whoa. Gotta get the Dreadmaw timings well. And good. Really nice. Sisters of Thorn again bullied. And I think we're slowly starting to outpace my opponent. It's required some crazy Dreadmage. But yeah, the Dreadmaw and the Hell Cannon. Sniping that one Waystalker at the start of the game was totally the key play that saved me here. He wants to kill Archaon. That's an Arcane Unforging. He's going for the Hail Mary play. Makes a lot of sense. Archaon's gonna escape though. And he's gonna lose his cavalry. I can start summoning in the infantry for the cleanup. And Archaon's revenge is nigh. Oh, alright. Archaon's just gonna charge in here because he knows he kind of needs to get the work done before he gets murdered. So he's just gonna be surrounded by friends, and hopefully he kills off this Spellweaver before biting the bullet. If I do manage to kill the Spellweaver, that'd be glorious. He's trying to snipe Archie with everything in his power, but the cover is working pretty well. I'm gonna check out a little bit more magic. Dreadmaw's trying to knock this guy down. And more Hellstriders. I'm really pulling out all the filth, aren't I? I'm filth maxing. It's the only way. Because otherwise I don't think I'd be able to beat the Woodies. Oof. And the high ground is mine. Now Archaon's gonna die. Unless he doesn't. Unless he just goes full Chad mode. Maybe he doesn't die. I don't know. Is Archaon gonna live? After all that. Oh, and I get the point cap on the high ground. That's so brutal. Run, Archaon, run. Your life depends on it, good sir. Knock down that waste stalker. Don't let him shoot. Don't let him shoot. Oh, he's gonna live. 88 HP. Yeah, Archaon's a Chad, man. Oh, and he dies. See, that's the difference between Archaon and Valkia, okay? Valkia totally would have routed. Yo, the Hell Cannon was sick distraction card effects, though. He could have killed Archaon so much sooner. But the double threat made my opponent misplay. I think if we played this again, though, they would totally be ready for me. And it would be pretty over. But we caught him off guard today. Oh, man. So he's the guy who goes for a bunch of mobility every game. It's true. Mobility is like my safety net, man. It's my comfort blanket. Okay, I'm gonna desummon the cannon before he blows it up with like an Arrows of Kurnos or something. I want to get that sick desummon value. That should net me like a few hundred gold, I think. Very nice. We got the Forsaken here, clobbering. The fact that, man, dude, I was so lucky being able to kill that Waste Stalker with the Archaon charge. I think this entire match hinged on the fact that he didn't have a second Arrows of Kurnos caster. Because, like, he would just kill the artillery piece and Archaon with a couple more Arrows of Kurnos. I would have been so done for. I could try to resummon Archaon. Don't think that's fully needed, though. Dreadmaw. Dreadmaw has a hard time getting around. It's still very good value, though. The Waste Stalker is dead. I think I can just use it to route off these Dryads. And then I'm just going to finish off this Waste Stalker. I thought it desummoned the Dreadmaw for a second. I'm gonna finish off this Waste Stalker, but if I hold the points, I'll be okay. This squad can die. I think I do summon. I think I do resummon Archaon. His magic's just too impactful, man. Guy has 2,600 value. Archaon is kind of insane. There's a reason why we almost exclusively run the guy. If I can just get him into a Searing Doom range. He also has that 94 speed. Very, very good. Has some of the best magic in the game. Guy's insane. That one crazy Searing Doom I got earlier was definitely what sealed the deal. And like, this Searing Doom's great. Never overcast Searing Doom. We have learned. GG, well played. Nice. So we'll just give it a second for last replays to get in, and then we can do the raffle. Ooh, we still got it though. Had to whip out the Dreadmaw though. Had to get the worm in there, which many people do not like. I feel like, you know, my opponent went double Arrows of Kurnos though. You know, what happened to the Arrows of Kurnos hate, right? I would totally be fine getting rid of the Dreadmaw if Wood Elves don't get Arrows of Kurnos, you know? Is this, am I comparing apples to oranges? Am I just coping because I feel bad that I won it? Hey, we gotta make them work for their wins though. GG. No wonder Archaon managed to win the end times. That's insane. 3k value. He costs 2,300, which is pretty expensive. But he almost always makes up for it. Unless your opponent's really good at dodging Searing Dooms. $3k full health. Okay, he did get resummoned. Hellstriders obviously are really good here. It was pretty funny, the Arcane Unforging on the Dreadmaw. The fact that I made such a huge misplay and I still won it shows that with the Dreadmaw, it's definitely favored for Chaos. You don't play either faction, so you'll take the deal. Oh, man. I think Wood Elves are generally stronger than Chaos, but I think with the Dread mod, it's still pretty sus. I did have to summon it twice. It's not impossible to deal with. Arcane Unforging is kind of an expensive ability, though. He could have used it to just kill Archaon, honestly. If he just focused Archaon down and, like, spammed Arrows of Kurnos, I might have just lost. How'd the Hell Cannon do, though? Hell Cannon's amazing. Arrows of Kurnos whiffing too. I think it was on a hill and it hit one of the crewmates instead of the cannon piece. It's so sketchy though, because it comes down to RNG. Glorious. All right, let's take a look at some new player replays though. Ooh, man, I really beat up those wild hunters with the skirmishers. Wait, how'd the skirmishers do? Amazing. Yeah, kind of a weird build though. They went for a little bit of everything. Ground skirmishers, Glade Guard on the ground, some Glade Guard on cavalry, Sisters of Thorn, War Dancers. There's a lot going on here. You know, I do wonder though if I just resummon the Hell Cannon, how's that go? Imagine out skirmishing Wood Elves. That's the Anticity way. Alright, let's take a look at these replays though. We'll go over 3. I might speed run some of them. Gotta make sure that we have some interesting matches. The CHMO with the 5, the Penta Cyrene build. Okay, that's kind of crazy. At the end of this replay, by the way, we'll do the raffle. All right, let's take a look-see.
We have a victory point. Keep it from the foe.
All right, new player replays. Hello, Hamram. What's up? Tomb Kings versus Pirates. Did the Egyptians ever have to deal with pirates in history? I actually don't know. Pirates, well, pirates, like, in traditional contexts, weren't even a thing during ancient Egypt, right? Modern Egypt? Does modern Egypt have to worry about pirates? I don't know. Fun start, though. Necrotect with, yes, Van Braces of the Sun. That's very meta. Welsh Lion going hard meta. Though, the Black Spot. What a tech piece. Look at that. Kaboom, baby. Charge defense versus large. And a sick volley on the Sphinx. We got the double gunner here. So sick when they're not on the crab. They're just chilling. 2 whites and a dream. Black Spot still kind of got wrecked, though. Oh, because they have 0 melee defense, bro. Yo, Van Braces of the Sun is brutal, man. That's gonna... Yeah, this guy's barely taking damage, actually. Yo, Van Braces of the Sun is a crazy item. Still, though, these guys... I guess they do have bonus versus large, but that's not enough to actually hit them. Even on a chariot. The Sphinx of Uzkep was pretty terrifying. I will say Syrenes are a very risky choice for the Vampire Coast. But I kind of like what they're going for. It's a very mobile build. You can outmaneuver your opponent a lot of the times. Sea People, Bronze Age collapse. True, true. There's a lot of theories about the Sea People. As to, you know, if they were just other collapsing nations. If they were the cause of the collapse. So much ancient history lost. Maybe one day we'll figure it out. Oh, look at this guy. Yo, Sphinx of Uzkep is crazy. I think he's healing them with the Necrotect too. Necrotect is still eventually dying though. I would say the Necrotect was a little too aggressive. Generally speaking, this was kind of fighting for the sake of fighting. But it's naturally going to be a disadvantage because it's over here. I think Tomb Kings probably would have been much better off just kiting with their horsemen. Playing a little back and just giving up this point. You can see they're down trading really hard because of this. Oh my gosh, the rogue bloat. Okay. Vampire Coast player, they know how to have fun. Tomb King's player, they know how to play meta. If they lose to the Vampire Coast player, they're just the biggest Chad in the entire world, man. And so far, they're doing really good. They're using their guns effectively, posting them up, getting some sick shots. They got the White Kings, Gunnery Whites, my bad, plonking away. Didn't bring the big crabs. Big crabs are risky because of Ushopti. They got the ghosts. Sirens are kind of awkward to use sometimes, though. But yeah, I kind of love it so far. Vampire Coast is playing pretty well. Actually, no huge complaints other than maybe overextending with some of the Sirens. They can get bogged down by cavalry. Sometimes it's good to just push back the skirmishers and then run back to your lines. Because you do the job by just dancing here, because the skirmishers are just not getting damage. They're not shooting at the more important targets. By the way, very meta. Screaming Skull Catapult. Firing away. Lots of damage, but the bloat is coming in. I'm keeping an eye on it. We see Carrion summoned to deal with the Fell Bats. If they beat the Fell Bats, it's a good idea. If they don't, you're probably better off summoning cavalry and just countercharging. Because, yeah, this air trade can go real awkward sometimes. Are these bomber bats? They are. This is like every off-meta Vampire Coast unit I've seen in one battle. Okay, big test though. The bloated corpse. Are they gonna miss micro it? This thing costs 300. This is about 100 gold worth of units. They micro it. Yo, this Vampire Coast player. They know how to have fun. The bats are dying. This is kind of just a flat trade though. I still think the skeletons are better, but this is not the end of the world. He could run it into the skeleton warriors, but he knows the bloated corpse could do better. The greed. I can't believe it. The absolute greed on this man. The skeletons could just walk over and high-five him and he'll explode. But Tomb King's a little behind on the micro. 6666 a damage value. And he decides, you know what? Enough is enough. Kaboom. Completely destroys the skeletons. Yup. It missed a few of them because he hit the edge, but the explosion's big enough. Very nice to see. Bloated Corpse got about the money that he spent for it. Which is not that impressive, honestly. Sphinx did die, though. And the coast is pushing in. I think they win this one. Who's winning? Definitely the coast. With the crazy build. Carrion do deal with Fellbats. I wonder if the Fellbats can just ignore the Carrion and kill the artillery piece anyways. We're even seeing some dodging here with the Sirens. I will say, though, Tomb Kings, they did pretty well. Oh, they even have some good magic. Dude, this is like a very meta Tomb Kings build. Yeah, using the Skull Storm to deal with zombies is really nice. I would say, though, Tomb Kings, you got to be real careful with your Sphinx. And probably you don't bring the Sphinx versus Vampire Coast. I don't think they have enough things that need a Sphinx to kill. It's not bad, though. But yeah, if you just take, like, 2 Screaming Skull Catapults and find a way to shut down their cannons before they kill them, you're basically set. Tomb Kings are very fine with that. Cool that Kotap is meta. Yeah, it's it used to be Cetra spam into the horizon, but not anymore. GG. Yeah, that was sick. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. If you're the Coast player, yeah, I think honestly, keep having fun with builds like that. I don't know if CHMO is like a new player, because they were playing it pretty cleanly. But yeah, if they were to spice it up, they would change the build. If you know, if you're playing the Tomb Kings, the biggest thing is playing more defensively. Play for value first and then capture the points. Now this one, we got Naz4 and Jimmy. We got Lord Mazdamundi over here. Look at him. Glorious. Supported by some Saurus Spears. You love to see it. What magic do we see, though? Usually, I would say 3 spells is too much with Mazdamundi because of the GAC, Greater Arcane Conduit. They have more than enough magic to spend. I'm personally not a fan of Harmonic Convergence, but unless you're facing like a top player, they're probably not even going to notice that you cast it. And they tend to stay in fights a lot longer than typically top players who tend to skirmish and disengage to cycle charge. So you can definitely get a lot of value there. You can also cast it on the cohort of Hawaddle, who do tend to stay in fights for very long, and they can also get some work done. And it also provides reload skill now, which is crazy. I can't believe it. I can't wait to harmonic convergence my skink skirmishers. One of CA Strange's buffs to a unit for sure. But we'll put that aside. We're modding our own tournaments now. I don't need to think about that anymore. Healthy mind and all that. Now, this is over aggressive with the Exalted Hero Zinch. Oh, he is on a discus though, but if he gets surrounded by velociraptors, he can't fly up. That's gonna be pretty brutal. It's literally Fist of Gork. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fist of Gork ain't hype. I don't dig it. Though this is a good use. Surrounding the hero. You know what? Maybe harmonic convergence is hype. It turned these feral cold ones into Grail Knights. Actual Grail Knight stats. That's pretty hype. That does a decent amount of extra damage to the Exalted. Now, you're only able to get the harmonic convergence value if you can stay in combat the whole time. But I guess it worked. I guess it worked. Exalted Hero routes. Situationally useful. Situation has been acquired. And that's pretty rough for Naz. So yeah, overextension stuff pretty painful. We're gonna see a fight here with the Forsaken to hold the point. But how long are the Forsaken gonna hold against Sacred Croxicores? You gotta have some look ahead when you're in matches like this. You can see there was a massive swing of Lizardmen on this side, and that means, yeah, you're not gonna win the fight. Reading it correctly though, they do pull away the Marauders, but the Forsaken should have just disengaged, because fighting for the sake of fighting, not really good. You want to focus your strength, and this is what they are now doing, moving in with Aeson the Fallen to secure this middle position. And Aeson, generally, they win their fights. If there's a melee engagement on top of them, as long as it's not single entities, they're gonna do good. But they have to stop themselves from being shot at. Wait, do skinks beat these? They do. Okay, they're just pinks, not exalted. But yeah, Aeson wins. A little bit of over retreating. You can see if they stood their ground, Aeson would have chased these guys regardless. And range units are such a swing play, because each and every single volley they get off is going to do like 1,000 damage. So look at this skink skirmisher. With one volley, they go from 4,000, what was it, 700 to 4,300. I guess pinks are kind of weird because they shoot faster. Oh, it's 700 damage though. And had they stood their ground, it's a little less than I predicted, admittedly, but had they stood their ground, that would have been an extra 700. They could have gone this way. They do get caught though, and that's the problem with Aeson. Actually, yeah. Oh my gosh, Naz is getting annihilated. That's the problem with Aeson. Aeson's very slow. Usually, if you're bringing Aeson, you want more of a tighter formation. Otherwise, your opponent can just kind of ignore them. Now, this may be a mega comeback, though. Okay, wait. Aeson actually gets a massive hit on these guys. Will the bombardment hit? It will. Lizardman trying to pull away. It looks like it's pretty brutal in terms of the damage. Aeson also gets his Maelstrom of Change to hit him. That's definitely a good swing play, but I think there's just a little bit too much overextension across the board. There's not enough build synergy. Usually if you go for a wider fight, like this wide, with 3 Forsaken, you're gonna need some mobility to defend your flanks, because you can see all those range just got beat up. If you go for like spawn in Forsaken, Aeson can be much better, because they don't have to worry about their flanks much, and they can start pushing in to kill the skirmishers. Changebringers also very risky. Now we've opted for 2 win conditions. It's not the end of the world if you can keep them alive. but having multiple win conditions will make it harder to defend both. So Ason's going to get shot at, and the Changebringers are also going to get run down. A little unfortunate, though not like terrible Zinch play. I think there's just like, they're just kind of getting slowly outground by the Lizardmen. What I would personally do is keep the infantry the same way, keep the pinks, and just have the Changebringers, and everything else is to defend them. So you can spam Furies to keep them safe, you can spam the Screamers to keep them safe, use your Lord to blue fire all the flyers. And then the win condition is gonna crush it. If they're being chased around all the time, they're not doing anything for you. But once they're fully secured, there's not a lot your opponent can do. And then just play on 1 point, because it's a value trading build. So you let your opponent take this. They can't push into you easily because you have the defender's advantage. You farm a ton of value, and then once you have that lead, you can start going for the other points when needed. I think that'd be pretty good for the Zinch player. There's a few minor things like overextending with heroes and such, but that's not nearly as important as just having that cohesive killing maneuver. In fact, now that the Changebringers are defended, they're actually doing pretty well. Big damage on the cohort of Hawaddle. We see a Rev Crystal get summoned. This is a little too late. Better to spam cavalry. But is it enough? Changebringers unfortunately do have a predetermined kill limit in the form of their ammunition. Oof, and the net too. Okay, that's a very nice bombardment, but Zinch is sadly a little too far behind now. Honestly, you can cut Aeson and summon 2 Changebringers. That might actually be really hard for the Lizardmen to deal with. Like, Aeson didn't do that much, but if there were like 2, 3 of these guys, and you shut down the Ripperdactyls, I could see it go down. They did a pretty good job at defending them too. They just need a little bit of extra money. And it would definitely catch a lot of players off guard. So, that's something to consider. But alright, last one. Lizardmen versus Khorne. This is Jimmy, the Lizardmen player that won the last match, up against both. This game has been out for 4 years. Yeah, the series has been out for, what, 10? Crazy. I can't wait for 40k, man. I feel like I really want that breath of fresh air, you know? Updates. Actual regular updates for once. Even if the game's not polished, just having that would be so nice. And it'll be easier because in theory it's a new system they're using. Alright, here we go. Skink Oracle in the trees. Just basic healing. Perfect. I love it. I think Jimmy's builds are admirable. If you're a new player, feel free to copy what you see. On the Khorne side, we see a lot of fun. Triple Minotaur of Khorne. 2 great weapons. Some Furies. This is nice. Okay, both players know what they're doing. At least they're taking my advice. And I am biased into thinking that my advice is knowing what you're doing. Let's take a look though. Herald of Khorne. Locust of Wrath. A little off meta to have him on foot. Usually you put him on a motorbike, but if you want to keep him safe, it's not bad. And the idea is simple here. A lot of learning Warhammer is figuring out how the game plays. Like knowing what even you're supposed to do. Because anyone can walk their army into another army. But once you have the game plan, you can do a little better. Khorne is trying to win by tickets. Because this is a kite build. If played correctly, Khorne's never going to be able to catch these guys. Maybe they can get a sick play on them. But that's very difficult with an infantry push. If you're worried about kite, you need cavalry. So it's all about damage mitigation. It's all about trading as many tickets as possible for as little damage as possible. And once you know that, you'll know that this is actually a pretty big misplay for Khorne. Because the Minotaurs are taking extreme damage. They're doing their best to catch up, but they're getting poisoned, so they're constantly slowed. It's straight suffering. Troglodon comes out of the trees, snipes 2 Minotaurs. And this is pretty bad. Now, Option number 2, Corn still has plan B. Rip their face off. Look at that. Big rear charge from the Furies. They're taking a clean fight. You'll love to see it. Heal should be used on more expensive targets. Heal scales linearly with the gold that you're healing. So you want to use it on your big monsters, your single entities, and so on. But Corn's going for the plan B. A skirmish build, if they get caught, and if you just kill everything, they're not going to be super useful. The problem? They're only killing the infantry. Now, killing the infantry is good, because that can expose the skirmishers, but without more mobility, it's a little sketchy. Eventually, I would love to see some Furies catching these guys, but it's pretty brutal. Kroq-Gar is also fighting the Herald of Corn. He has bonus versus large, not weakness versus infantry. This is something a lot of people get wrong. But if you look at the stats, if a unit has 30, if they're around 30 in terms of melee attack, melee defense, that means they're, you know, pretty decent at all fights. If they're in the 20s for melee attack, melee defense, that means they're pretty bad at fighting. And above 40 means they're quite excellent. Now, 100 is just excessive. You know, it's still nice, but at some point, they're both going to be really good at killing each other. It doesn't matter much. But if you're looking at stats, you see the bonus versus large on Kroq-Gar, bonus versus large 30. That does not make him weak. If you look at a spear unit here, like these Saurus, they only have 23 melee attacks, so they need the bonus versus large to fight well. But someone like Kroq-Gar is completely different. We see this very often with players trying to judge which units they need for the job. And it seems like Jimmy knows what they're doing. Cocky G kind of clobbering faces right now. I would say Corn's not doing the worst, though. In terms of, like, general micro, like, obviously Corn got mega kited. But the micro is not the worst. Like, they're getting really good rear charges from the Furies. They're using their abilities on their Herald. They're even getting some dogs on the skirmishers. I think Corn here would benefit greatly just from the tactics. Like, if I was just over their shoulder telling them where they were supposed to go, I think this could go a lot better. And generally speaking, I would say you capture your first point. If you see a full kite like this, you can play it pretty safe. Stay in a blob and always go for the point that is in the middle. The point closer to your opponent is too dangerous. You can see you get traded out too quickly. This one's a lot safer. And you can either spam a bunch of shielded units like Marauders to tank these skirmishers, or you pull back, you build up until your opponent has 500 tickets, and then you go all in and you push. At 500 tickets, your opponent shouldn't be able to win the game by standing their ground. And you'll have a big enough army where it takes them too long to kill you. That would be my word of advice. Definitely do not overextend with the Minotaurs. They should stay behind your infantry most of the time, or on top of them, for the melee fight. And for Jimmy, I think Jimmy didn't even sign up as a... Are they an intermediate? Let me double check. Yes, Jimmy was an intermediate. That's just kind of because the matchmaking needs to find someone for you to face. I might adjust that in the future, we'll see. But yeah, they did quite a bit of work. Good stuff though. Hopefully that was useful. The other day you gave me a Beastman starter build to try multiplayer, and you went 7-3 on ladder. Holy, yo, sick, man. Happy to hear. If you have any requests, feel free to send them my way. We got some fun new player games. We won a tournament with Chaos. Let's go. Lost one game versus Dwarves, but we got the revenge once we locked in. And tomorrow, it's Norska or Ogre Kingdoms. I'm bullying people for the next 2 days. Nobody else gonna qualify. We'll see. They might. But I think that's it for me today. Tomorrow, actually, note, I'm going to be streaming at 6 p.m. EST. That's 5 hours than usual. 5 hours later than usual. That's because I want to host a tournament for the American time zone. And yes, raffle time is now. So keep an eye on the Discord. Peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Oh, and maybe I should raid someone. Let me just double check real quick. Raid channel. Where are they at? Is there... Sotech raided me, but I don't know anyone else here. Nobody streams this late. Alright, next time. I'll just end it then. Bye.